Good evening, YouTube. Real quick, I wanted to run down through some ideas here. There is more than one way to play a lot of riffs, and tab is not like the ultimate guide. Obviously, when you want to learn a riff, the best way to learn it is to watch the artist play it, or slow down the recording and figure it out. There are a number of ways to play things that give you some variations. If you think about the high E note on a guitar, there's on a 22 fret guitar 5 fretted places you can play that note without a bend. You can bend the 22nd for the low E string and get that same note. For example, I go. So on like notation, that's going to look like the same note. It's in the same spot. You'd have to know what position you're in. So there's a lot of different ways to play things. I'm going to look at, tonight I'm going to look at Crazy Train. The reason I bring this one up is the first one that got me thinking about it because I learned it a certain way. And I've watched the old videos of Randy Rhoads playing on After Hours, and he played it using his last 2 fingers for everything. When I started teaching years ago, a couple of the other teachers I was teaching next to were playing it differently, and I'll show you how. They used an open A string as opposed to the 5th fret of the low E to play the pattern. So the way I learned it was like this. Kind of think natural minor, like 1, 3, 4 is your fingering. The frets are 2, 4, and 5, and you're using the 2 low strings for everything. I'm kind of like pedaling, like staying on the low E string on the 2nd fret for the first half of it, going like 2, 2, and then grabbing 4 on the A string. So, and then 5, 2, 5 A, and then 2 E, back to 4 on the A, and then 2 on the E. So I got 2, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 4, 2, like that, right? And then the next half, Randy flipped it over, and he stayed on the A string, 2nd fret, and then 2, and then 5, 4, 5 on the E string, and then 5, 4, 0 on the E string. So 2 on the A again, and then 5, 4, 0 on the low E. So 2. So 1 note on the A followed by 3 notes on the E. 5, 4, 5, and then 5, 4 open. Now the variation I saw other guitar players play was, or other teachers actually, was this. They played the same thing to begin with. The 2, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 4, 2 thing. And then instead of using the low E 5th fret, they used the open A. So they played 2 on the A string, open A string, then 4 on the low E, back to the open A string. And then it was 2 on the A, open A, 4 on the low E, and then open low E. So not that one way is right or wrong, really, but I think the way that Randy played it is the way it should sound. It's, you know, what I like. It's a very logical finger dexterity kind of thing, and a lot of fun to play. I think it can sound really cool. But both of them next to each other, you know, it's really up to you how you want to play it. What's easiest, you know, and how correct you want to be in your interpretation of what he did. So here's the way I learned it, the way I saw Randy play it on the After Hours video. Okay, so that, and ending with the D chord and the E chord. And I've also seen them, you know, those as like a live version on like Tribute, you know, that particular, the 5th fret and the 7th fret of the A string power chords. So then there's that, and then if we play it the way the other teachers are playing it, sounds like this. So you've got this, or this. Really your call, you know, honestly, especially through a very distorted compressed amp. There's subtle differences between the 2 notes because of the string diameter. Really, it's really apparent on clean tone stuff when you do that kind of thing. But with distortion, unless you're talking a couple strings difference, that you don't notice it so much. Like say, if I play the 2nd fret of the D string, That's an E. If I jump that up to the 7th fret of the A, it sounds like this. So you can tell it's a little warmer. And then I go to the 12th fret of the 6th string. So that string diameter does kind of play into how that note sounds when you play it. So that's Crazy Train in a nutshell. The two options I've seen played in my life, you know, and really, I thought, I even began to question, was I wrong? Did Randy play? But then I just watched the After Hours video. You know, and I like to do that with more muting and everything on all downstrokes. You just kind of have fun with it. You know, kind of like just for fun. And that's the way I played it for years. And I didn't necessarily always play that fast. I just kind of played with the recording, but that's just the way I like to play it. But there you have it. There's one riff with two options. We're going to go through a number of these and see what other things we can come up with, because there's always more than one way to play any given note on the guitar. All right, thanks. Later.